Good afternoon, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B, and you can see my energy is in a pretty low vibe. But in authenticity of what this awakening path, this twin flame journey, this whatever you want to call it, I'm showing up in the energy that I'm in, because I'm constantly preaching, and if I can't practice what I preach, then I can't really stand behind my own videos, and that is, you need to feel the emotions that arise on this awakening path, and I'm sitting in a tremendous amount of grief as I'm processing through a lot of the losses that have occurred in my life over the last 4 years. And there was a time, as I've said in many of my videos, that my ego would never, sorry, Arwen's here joining at me, my ego would never have tolerated this type of thing and said, you need to have your stuff together, you need to show up for the world in a certain energy and look like you've got to the other end, got out the other side, everything's hunky-dory, and well, that's not authentic or real. So I'm allowing myself to cry, which is a hard thing for me to do, even though I seem to do it an awful lot. There's a certain flavor of emotions that the previous version of me would have repressed, denied, distracted at all costs, because having emotions wasn't safe for me. So I used any number of techniques throughout my life to keep myself, keep the emotions at bay. A lot of numbing, as I've talked about, with different things, or distracting, or just outright denial. Everything's fine. Busyness, trying to control, and I have been keeping myself busy, very busy, as of late, so I felt like, oh look, I'm doing well. And the thing with emotional flashbacks or emotions or trauma surfacing, doesn't matter, it's all kind of the same. The same result is emotion moving up to moving out, is eventually it catches up with you, and you never know when something is going to come along to trigger it. And the trigger was a very strange trigger. You expect, I think, certain things after you've gotten out of an abusive situation, that you expect your first birthday is going to be difficult, or your first Christmas is going to be difficult. But there's little things that you don't expect to be difficult, and I went to the store the other day to buy mulch for the garden, and I didn't expect mulch was going to trigger me, but mulch triggered me because it was a reminder, the smell of it and everything else. It was a reminder of happy times, and the thing with narcissistic abuse, and I've talked a lot about it in my videos, is it's so subtle, and it's not always bad. There's times that you have, oh look, things are good, we're working together, we're And we used to work together to get the garden every year, go get mulch together, and it's such a minor thing, but it was a trigger as an opportunity to release more, which then sends down the cycling of the procession of loss and grief that comes with an awakening path, particularly this twin flame journey that a lot of us seem to be on. And somebody comes into your life and breaks you open, and then is gone, and is like a mirror, just to show you all the broken. And I didn't want to own my brokenness. I wanted to pretend that everything was fine, that I had everything, that everything was fine. And so, we, those of us that have a lot of trauma, we've learned to mask, to cope, to self-soothe with cigarettes or alcohol and food, busyness, all in attempts, distraction, disassociation, even, sleep becomes an escape for those that have suffered depression. So all of these things are tools to stop the tears, to stop the feeling. And it's in the feeling that it releases, as uncomfortable a sensation as it is. And I had a lady ask me, get in touch with me and say, hey, and I did a video on it the other day on how do you stop the pain. You feel it. You feel it. This is how you do it. You get yourself outside on the ground if you can, and you comfort yourself, and you say nice things to yourself, things that you wish somebody else would say, like it's okay, or you pray. And I've been doing a lot of prayer, pretty singular in statement of, please heal me. Nobody gets out of this life unscathed. We're all here to experience the fullness that is a human experience, and the fullness is full of grief and loss and broken parts, stuff that we might have previously been ashamed of. I certainly was. It was shameful to have a diagnosis of depression, or so you smile more. And even though your eyes are dead, you plaster a smile on your face. And it's shameful to say, I was abused as a kid. So you don't say all the things. And you find ways to blend in. You wear pink hair so people look at your hair, not at your eyes, not in your soul. You try to reach out and connect with people, but in so doing, sometimes that connection is grasping. And so on this journey that I have found myself on is a big shining light is exposing all my broken bits, all the pain, all the loss. You have to process through it. You have to feel it. So I'm here today to show you how to do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. You have to feel it. You have to love yourself that little bit much more. You have to be gentle. You have to protect yourself from those that are criticizing you for being human. I've had to do that a good few times, and because when you escape from narcissistic abuse and you start to see the signs of gaslighting, you can't tolerate that. You have to hold yourself in a place of protection, and so I'm coming on today just to let you know it's okay to grieve. It's okay. And if those if people judge me for being human, I'm going to quote scripture. Judge not lest ye be judged. I'm sending you all my love and hope that as you are, because I know there's a lot of us on this wave of people that are currently awakening, and if you guys are struggling with grief and loss, I can hold space for myself, and I can hold space for you to help process the stuff that society has previously said, that you shouldn't show up like that. You should show up in an energy that's smiley and high vibes only all the time. Because as I've said in many of my videos, it's my firm belief that there's not a single person on this planet that doesn't have some trauma. And the repression of trauma, the hiding of trauma, the shame associated with trauma, it just begets more trauma. And until we as people can start feeling our feelings and allow ourselves to break open and love the fuck out of ourselves in the good energy and in the rough energies, we're going to constantly be in an energy of inauthenticity and conflict with each other, and everybody's going through something. So now more than ever, we need to show compassion to ourselves and therefore to others. We cultivate it from within. If you want the world to be a more compassionate and loving place, and more authentic, where you can be yourself, then you have to be those things. Gandhi said, be the change. So I'm being the change. Lots of love to you.